What up, my people? This is your boy Leo. I'm here with Ray, and welcome to another episode of Roll Up and Wrestle. Don't forget, tonight we'll be live at 8 p.m. for our rivalry talk section, where we'll be talking about Matt Hardy and Edge. But for now, enjoy the show.
I'm gonna figure out a theme song eventually. I'm gonna figure this out one way or another. We're gonna get a theme song for the opening stuff. Welcome. Are you excited for tonight, by the way? Dark Side of the Ring, Owen Hart?
Yeah, I can't wait. Once we're done with the live episode, it's straight to Owen Hart.
Straight to Owen. Shout out for the fantasy booking out on Twitter that we did. That was pretty fun. It was pretty wild. I had a great time doing it. You know, just sitting here brainstorming with you and figuring out how to make a good faction that had within the set of rules.
We should have won.
I also believe we should have won, but, you know, no fish, just riffs. It's pretty
a catchy name.
It's a catchy name. It is, but I do like the executioners of execution. It just laid down the full pack of all the best that we believe are the best ever. We had Kenny, we had Owen, we had not Big Show, but his WCW gimmick of the Giant when he was known as probably one of the best big men in wrestling at the time. And I'm forgetting our last one. I can't remember who it was. AJ. There we go. It was AJ Styles. So that was a nice, fun group we put together. I'm trying to find I'm trying to find the group that we lost to. The no fish, just riffs. I'm trying to look for trying to look for his 5 people. I know he had Jericho, he had Lance Archer, he had Elias, and he had one more that I'm gonna get to right now. Are you excited about the next one, though?
I am excited. I'm also shocked. By the way, since we didn't get to do a Raw review, what do you think about Drew and Lashley for Backlash?
I'm pretty excited for Drew and Lashley for Backlash. It gives us somebody different in the title picture for once. Lashley can finally show what Lashley is really about and who he's about. He's been, because in his TNA days he was hot. Besides the fact of they had him win every single title, but hey, can't complain about that.
I like it.
But he was really hot. He's a legit mixed martial artist. I think he has a couple losses on his record, but he's legit. He's a legit fighter. So it's pretty excited to see
someone fresh.
Yeah, someone fresh, someone new. The last guy was Jeff Jarrett.
Ooh.
That's who we lost to, Jeff Jarrett. Okay. Elias, Chris Jericho, Jeff Jarrett, and Lance Archer, Hoyt from Rock and Rave Connection times. So, congratulations to you, Dom DeLonghi. I can't pronounce that. Sorry for butchering it, but we'll see you down the road in these fantasy bookings. Back to what we were saying. Yeah, I liked Raw. Raw was, I'm reading on Twitter, a lot of people didn't like it. They thought it was just another Raw. We watched it without sound, and it caught us a few times. It was like, whoa, that was really good. Like, this looks good.
The Austin Theory.
The Austin Theory setup.
I love the move.
You called this like, this is it. This is where they're gonna send him back to NXT, and he's gonna either hit one or the other, and that's what he did. He hit Angel Garza, and then he got kicked out of the group technically, and then we were just like, all right, guess he's...
Yeah, because when they had the segment with Kevin Owens, and I didn't even know that Austin Theory was only 22 years old. So it's like, he's definitely one of the bright stars of the future. So, it was obvious. They were saying an NXT call down was going to happen, but when Rollins picked him up and they had that look.
Yeah, we looked. We were like, oh, he's gonna join the Messiah.
Yeah, we just looked because I remember you tapped me and I'm like, what happened? And I see that Theory's still there. I was like, wait a minute. And then he's just looking. I'm like, oh, this is gonna happen. Don't tease it now. Like, you might as well go with it.
Yeah.
And then when Rollins put his hand out, I was like, oh my God, this is gonna happen. Murphy, Theory, and Rollins now. Like, this is gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, it's just setting up for a big time match between Alistair and Rollins. The way it's looking.
Yeah, Murphy looked a little unpleased that Austin Theory joined, but I don't think he's going to say any much disbelief in front of Rollins, but I think he will have a word with Austin Theory behind Rollins' back about him. You know, letting him know, like, oh, I don't trust you, I don't believe you. I think Murphy and Theory can win the tag titles, but where does that leave AOP in the long run?
He's out for a while, so they just wrote him off from the...
Well, they didn't really write him off. They just stopped showing them, technically.
Yeah, well, one's hurt. You're not...
That's true.
The other one by themselves is not...
But, I don't know. It should be interesting. It should be fun. Should be good. Austin Theory is very young. We learned that he was 22.
I was shocked.
You were shocked. I was in awe. I was like, wow, he's young. So, I don't know. I like the move.
We got Apollo and Owens back.
Yep, we also got Apollo Crews and Owens. Got some... Raw's looking... I mean, they only drew 1.7 million viewers.
Did you like the short match?
The 9 minutes... The no more than 9 minutes was great.
For every match?
For every match, it was good. It was good. It was perfect for Raw. That's the thing.
For the submission match?
The submission match, I think, could have went 12. Maybe 15.
Okay. But
Shayna is a legit fighter. So I'm okay with it being 9. You could have pushed 12, you could have pushed 15, but Shayna, since she's legit, it's okay to go 9 with Shayna.
Because it's like, all right.
I know they may have went a little less than 9, but the fact that, you know, even 9 itself is like, all right, Natty, you got the 9. Like in a submission match with a mixed martial artist. Right. Technically, you should have lost in 2 minutes, maybe a lot less. In real life, you lose in probably 30 seconds. Trying to throw the first punch, but you know, it was definitely good though. Everything I liked Raw. I enjoyed Raw. Raw was fun.
Yeah, we got 2 matches. It looks like for backup. No, 3. Sorry, we got Asuka and Nia.
Yeah, Asuka and Nia for the women's title.
We got obviously Lashley and
McIntyre, and what is being billed as the best
greatest wrestling match of all time. Baby.
Oh my God.
The greatest.
It's not the greatest.
The greatest.
It's not the greatest. It's nowhere near the greatest.
Imagine Vince.
No,
I
don't want to Vince. I don't. Vince be
better
God.
Than an Omega and a Rainmaker.
Oh my God! Imagine he does that, and better than Omega and a Rainmaker. Like imagine he puts that in the. Oh my God! No, I don't want to imagine that. Never mind. Forget I even said that. You have no
faith in that match?
I don't have no faith in Vince. I don't, I don't think that match is going to be the greatest match of all times. I don't. I don't even think it's going to be. I don't even think it's going to crack the top 10 of the best matches in WWE history. I just truly don't. Especially without a crowd.
I just like that they're going with it just for the simple fact it's going to give them motivation to try to pull off an amazing match. Since they're hyping it up to be like the greatest of all time. So hopefully that, you know, Randy decides to show up and actually work. Edge is going to perform, so who knows? But it is definitely not going to be the best match ever.
Yeah. Also, what do you thought about Natalya? You think she's turning...
I think she needs I don't know what they could do with her. I mean, I really don't. Raw is stacked with a lot of good female wrestlers. Like, they can't always use her as a stepping stone. Like, that's going to be, like, you know, I feel like a little disrespectful.
To me, I think it's time for Natalya to say goodbye and move on to other things. That's just my opinion. I think she's done everything she needs to do in WWE. I think her time is...
She would be an amazing trainer in NXT. She could
be a trainer if she wants to continue to wrestle. She can... I mean, not right now, go out and wrestle other places, even though there's one other place she can do and help build that division. But, and by other place, I mean AEW. But I don't want to make it seem like everyone should be going to go to AEW because AEW shouldn't hire everybody that comes from WWE.
Yeah, but a name like Natalya,
Natalya would definitely be a good signing for them. It would help their division. She could be on top of the division, teaching the other ones how to until the other ones grow and learn from her. And then when Natalya is said and done, she can always return back to the WWE.
Oh, for the Hall of Fame.
And the Hall of Fame and just become a trainer there. And, because that's technically Natalya's career really jumped off once she got there. I don't know, but I would like to see it. She's good. She's great in the ring, but how much more can you do with Natalya? She's been turning face and heel now for what seems like every other 6 months, every other year.
She's the female Big Show.
Yeah, she's the female Big Show. You just don't know what to really do with her storyline-wise and stuff. And it's just like, all right. And the moment she's heel, all of a sudden she becomes a face, and you're just like, wait, when did that happen? how did that face turn happen? And when she's face, all of a sudden she's heel, and you're like, weren't you just a face last week? And now all of a sudden you're coming out. I was like, all right, I guess, like no build-up for it, just instant gratification. But it should be fun. It should be interesting. I'm trying to figure out why people just didn't like Raw. I'm reading about. I don't know. To me, like Raw had that like old school Raw feeling to it almost.
I don't understand because like people complain that the matches were long. Then you just never gonna satisfy.
You can't satisfy everybody. I get that. You can't satisfy everybody. But to the ones that are not satisfied, like you complain the matches were too long. They gave you shorter matches. Now you're complaining the matches were too short.
Like if it's like say like for example the next week with Apollo and Andrade, that one I could give 20 minutes as a title match. Like those type of matches, you can get the time you need. But like Lashley and Truth, 2 minutes. Like let's get this over with.
Yeah, that should be a quick squash.
Like those type of matches, but like. What I don't get is you haven't beat up Lashley. R-Truth and all that, and now all of a sudden he's getting the title shot at Backlash. It's already official and everything. That's it.
Well, they've been building that up for quite some time now. Ever since after WrestleMania, they were building up that whole Lashley going for that title run. He's been beating everybody. Remember, he did that whole qualifier for the Money in the Bank, and then if it wasn't for him losing his temper, he probably will have qualified. You can per se, in storyline wise, because he was just rough shooting through everyone.
Yeah, I know.
So you got him, did that, and then that sets him back a bit. So now he just.
But he just got BS not too long ago. They couldn't pick up a tire.
I know, and it didn't look good, but they stopped it. They immediately stopped it. Like, they didn't want him doing any of that stuff ever again.
And now what? Lana's out the door?
No, but they keep on showing Lana and Lana just being there.
You think Lana causes him the title?
I do think so. I do think so. But then who do you put with Lana to represent?
Oh, I don't know.
Her to take on Lashley. Because Rusev ain't there no more.
Right, I know that.
So who you going to stick her with on the Raw roster?
I don't know. That's why I'm trying to figure out now that he's with MVP. I could see it happening at back. Like she just comes out of nowhere and comes out and goes, I'm sick and tired of being in the back, distracts him, and then boom, hits him. Drew hits him with the Claymore, and then MVP starts telling him like, "This is what I was talking about. Like, look what happened. He was this close to the title, blah, something like that."
Yeah,
but I don't know who can represent. I don't know who would represent her. That part I don't know. But I could just see her interfering for the Backlash and costing him the title.
Yeah. Raw's actual number was 1.7. Come on, where is it? 57 million. Not a bad number for what we are in right now, for the time and place.
It was decent for me. I had no problem watching it.
I had no problem watching it. It was first and second and fifth throughout the night.
Like I knew the axe handle throwing thing was going to be like for the comedy part. Like it was. I mean, it was okay. They had little okay moments, but
the third hour of Raw fell off on 1.6. But I think that's because everyone's like trying to figure out this whole coronavirus situation. So everyone's tuning in to the news to see what's being said and everything. I would actually like to see the news ratings, to tell you the truth. I want to see their ratings. That'll be interesting. But anyway, yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked it. It was good. It was fun. Better than SmackDown. I definitely could say that. Feel like everything's better than SmackDown for now. We have somewhat news, not a lot. We're gonna start off with the search for Shad is being suspended as of now, but the case is still open. His body still hasn't been found yet. I don't want to say anything too mean.
Yeah, just thoughts and prayers go out to
Yeah,
the family.
thoughts and prayers go out to the family. Crime Time was really good. I really enjoyed them.
Yeah, it's just a sad thing. Man.
Yeah, it's just when you lose, not lose, but when someone goes missing in a situation like this, you got to try to have hope and prayers and just move forward and try to keep it positive. Other news, WWE says there's no rush or pressure for Roman to return.
Of course not.
That there's no one in WWE that faults him for not wanting to wrestle, to do Mania, and that the higher-ups and everybody else was not told why they had to edit him out of that WrestleMania package. So, as of right now, they said that there is no creative ideas for him. So, there's no need to mention him or anything like that. But
I mean, it's smart because now you could really, I don't know how, but somehow make some stars on SmackDown for the time being.
You're going to have to elevate some titles. You're going to have to put some new people in some new title pictures. I don't know if The Fiend being this unstoppable monster would be a good idea at the moment.
SmackDown don't have much.
They have a lot of good characters. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, but to fight for the title, like for the fans to believe it,
yeah, that's another thing.
That's what I mean.
They have Braun. That's as much as I can say. They have Braun.
So they're just gonna run Braun and the Fiend.
I have no idea. I think Braun and the Fiend are fighting at Backlash too for the title. So it would be interesting to see if Braun can pull one out of the hat and to try to keep it going somehow.
Yeah.
To make it believable. I mean, the Fiend lost to Goldberg and Braun beat Goldberg. So how are you gonna have Braun lose to the Fiend?
That's exactly what I told you
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes about and what they're doing with that. NXT UK is being prepped to resume tapings.
Yes, thank you, Lord.
People in NXT have done video chats, I guess, or they sent videos to NXT UK's and they letting them know, like, hey, this is how we're going to move forward with it. This is what we're doing over here. We're trying to figure out what the laws and situation is out there in the UK, and we're going to move forward and we're going to start resuming taping soon.
Yes, they get a little Pete Dunne for a while.
It should be fun to watch. You get Pete, you get Tyler Bate, Walter be back.
Jordan Devlin's
out there with the Cruiserweight title. Mustache Mountain. You got a lot of good people out there.
Well, Imperium is out here.
Half of Imperium's out here. The other half of the Imperium.
Alexander Wolf, your guy.
Oh, man.
He's gonna get some time.
Listen, I don't have anything against the guy. I just him in Imperium, it just looks off to me. It just looks off, and it's because his time insanity and his wrestling style. His wrestling style doesn't match that of Imperium. He's more of the chaotic wrestler than Imperium is. Imperium is very methodical, very thoughtful, planful, and just they're like the Revival were. Like no flips, just fists, and just technical wrestling and hard hitting. And then you have Alexander Wolf just doing flips and all this other crazy stuff and suicide dives to the outside and barrel rolls. And I'm just like, you don't fit. You just don't fit.
The wrestling mat to them is sacred.
Yeah,
the wrestling ring is sacred to them.
Yeah, but I don't think that's true for Alexander Wolf if he's over here doing dives and stuff. Also going on, the TNT champion, once it's crowned and once they do their rankings, will hold the number 2 spot in the men's division ranking.
For the world title?
For the world title.
So there'll be a number 1 contender and then the TNT champ?
And then a TNT champ. I guess that's how it's Guess that's how it's supposed to go. I like it.
But what if they lose the belt, then the next person's on that spot?
Yeah, next person will be the number 2 spot, and then I guess the TNT champ would fall down a bit, not too much.
So they're just gonna start having double champions.
No, they're not gonna have double champions. Not anytime soon, at least. I hope.
So I don't get why would they put then the TNT champion number 2 if they're gonna be a champion themselves to defend the belt.
I thought this is how I pictured it. If when the TNT title came into the picture, or any number 2 title coming into the picture, I thought the secondary champion would be the number 1 contender to the title, right? So you'll have the main title, and then the rankings will be the TNT champion, and then 4 other guys, and then you'll have your TNT champion and 5 other guys, meaning the top 4 guys will be the top 4 in the TNT title, and then that 1 extra person. So you see who's the 6th and dark horse of the top, for the main title.
Right.
So that way you'll get an idea of a top 10, but you get in the top 6 really. And then I figured that you can not jump, but you're the gateway to the main title if you're the TNT title. So that means we all know that once you lose that title, you should definitely be next in line.
I would agree. If you're gonna be, the TNT champion should then be the number 1 contender.
That's how I'm looking at it.
When you lose the title, you still get your title shot because you were the champion.
So what I think was meant to be said is that it's going to hold the number 2 spot in the ranking. So I do believe it's going to be the main champion, the TNT champion, and then everyone else after.
Okay, I hope that.
That's what I'm hoping for. I hope that's what the visual I see. It would be nice. It would make sense. It would give the TNT champion prestige. If Lance beats Cody, which I think he should, we all know that, all right, Lance is going to be next in line for that title shot. It's just a matter of when.
Well, hopefully what you said is true. Not that they are the number 2 after the number 1 contender, because then it's makes no sense.
Yeah.
And, well, we'll see. We'll see Saturday.
Well, we won't see Saturday. We'll see next week Tuesday or Wednesday when they drop their rankings.
Oh,
they drop their rankings every week.
Okay.
And I think they drop it either after the show or before the show. Because I know they used to drop it before the show, but then things got confusing, and then they started dropping it after the show, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I would always look back at it and just figure it out, but don't hold my word for that one, at least.
I hear you.
And last but not least, WWE is to hold shows after July with fans. What? It all depends on the state restrictions on COVID. Cali is set to resume sports first week of June with no fans of yet. Cali's also implementing different stages. They said that they will not resume sports with fans until there is a vaccine out. So they said as early as 2021, they will be fans with sports. We could either be looking at the Super Bowl being the first sport with fans or WrestleMania being the first sport with fans. Looks like there's a race between the two.
How crazy would that be if Mania is the first one out of all the sports? A professional wrestling event. Even though it's the biggest one out of them all.
You also got opening day in baseball.
Yeah, but remember, WrestleMania is set for March.
I know.
This year. I mean, for next year.
I know, but that's just in the state of... Oh, it is set for March of next year. In the state
you
of...
said 2021.
Yes, you're right. Yeah. So maybe, yeah.
And they're in Chargers and Rams Stadium, the new one.
Yeah, they'll be in Hollywood. Well, it'll be called Hollywood, but they'll be in the new stadium in LA. That'll be big time for wrestling. For wrestling in general, for wrestling as a whole.
Yeah.
For all of wrestling, it would be good for the sport.
Obviously WWE, but it just puts them on a bigger.
It will always put them on it will show their dominance. I'll be honest. It will show their dominance.
And what better way than with
show of shows and you'll get your
And then people will realize what Mania and fans together can do, and then people will go, okay, this is why WrestleMania is WrestleMania.
I think if WrestleMania is the first show with fans in the stands, I do think Vince should have whoever the theme song is going to be. I do think they deserve a 30-minute concert at least, like a halftime show performance.
Well,
for the first one.
I mean, I like I've been telling you since the Tampa one got canceled. Next year's WrestleMania is gonna be no budget. I feel like Vince is gonna just throw it all in this one and just show everybody why he takes this event so serious and that he wanted to put fans while this pandemic was going on. So I mean, he's gonna treat his baby right. He loves WrestleMania. He knows that's his moneymaker.
Yeah.
But as you were saying, if WrestleMania is the first to get the fans first,
it's gonna be big.
Yeah.
It's gonna be big. There's a lot of people who are gonna want to go all around the states in general. They're gonna want to go. They're gonna find tickets. They're gonna buy tickets.
Sell the 100,000.
Yeah. Is that stadium gonna be 100,000?
Well, I believe so. With a ring in that big stadium, they're gonna definitely. A football stadium, you put a little ring, you add extra seats down there in the field, on the field floor. Absolutely, they could fit 100,000. They did 100,000 in Dallas when they did WrestleMania.
Yeah, but you're forgetting that people are flying in from all over the world for Dallas. We don't know what the situation is now. Remember, are people going to be able to fly in from different countries into the United States after all this right away, or do they have to wait? Maybe sometimes, like, what are we doing? Like,
Either way, it's gonna sell, even if it's just like
it's gonna sell. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna sell, and I know a lot of people from all around the states are gonna want to fly in and buy tickets. But my question is what about the people from around the world?
Yeah, I understand that.
So can we as citizens of the United States of America, can we fill up 100,000 seat stadium for a wrestling event?
Maybe if it's gonna be the first event and you start promoting it, people will want to be a part of history. Because it is going to be, remember, whoever gets the first event with fans is going to be remembered. It will always be talked about when whoever does a documentary, like the first sporting event was WWE's WrestleMania 36.
That'll be huge. I'll tell you, that'll be huge for wrestling. For wrestling as a whole, it would be huge because it would show how important wrestling is to the sports world. It's
absolutely.
It's gonna be something to remember. But then again, you have the evil empire in the NFL.
The Super Bowl. I mean, I pray for the same thing. I'd rather have the Super Bowl with fans first. I'm not gonna kid you. I'm like, I'd rather have the Super Bowl with some fans because that is.
It's unpredictable. It's a legit. Yeah. I don't want to say legit sport, but it's a legit sport.
It don't get no better than the Super Bowl to me. It's that one game you just know, like that Sunday. It's like, all right, this is it, last game of the season, and then it's all just upset Sundays. You don't know what to watch for the next couple of months with no football. But who knows, man? Hopefully, whoever gets it, man, it's just gonna be an iconic moment, and nobody will ever take it for granted now. Going to a sports event, even if the teams are horrible or it's a horrible wrestling show, everybody's just gonna appreciate it now with this situation going on.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a wild ride.
Yeah,
I know we are stuck in New York City for quite some time. I believe we're stuck in New York City for quite some time. As reopening up as a whole of a country in the U.S., I think I've always said I feel like this is an ongoing topic we always get to somehow, this coronavirus on here. But the matter of fact is that we are stuck, we are locked down, and we need to figure out a way how to get out of this craziness as a whole and unite. But Football being one, I'm definitely with it. I definitely can say
the Super Bowl.
I could definitely
Over
say
WrestleMania, if I had to choose,
if
I
I
would
had
pick,
to
I'll
choose,
pick
yeah.
the Super Bowl.
If I had to choose, I would definitely choose the Super Bowl.
I've already experienced WrestleMania without a crowd, and I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Um,
Would have it been better with the fans? Absolutely. There was a lot of great WrestleMania moments in this year's that the fans would have definitely made.
the last big event with fans was the Super Bowl. That was the last big event, and the first big event without fans was WrestleMania.
That is right, yeah.
So we're looking at it in two different ways. Like, can we see a Super Bowl without fans, and are we going to be watching WrestleMania with fans? So,
either way, just having fans back would be great.
Yeah, regardless of the facts, it's always going to be great. But hey, you never know what's in store for us later on in life.
You're right.
All right, guys, that's all the time we have for you guys today. If you like what you heard, just give us a thumbs up. Turn on the notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe. I know I said that a little out of order, but it's okay. Also, if you guys have any comments, you guys want to correct us, positive or negative, it doesn't matter. We're Brooklyn boys. We got tough skin. Just leave them down below. And thank you guys for your support. And always remember, it's never a bad thing for Roll Up in Wrestling.